Alright guys, welcome back to game number 6 here between Destiny and EGiNcontroL. As you can see from the overlay that Ben has beautifully prepared scores right now in favor of Destiny 3-2. Larry, what do you think right now about this series as we get ready to go number 6?
I think this series is very entertaining, but I don't think anyone should take any lessons from this. This is not what the current ZVP metagame looks like at all. It's
these guys are putting on a show.
Yeah, they're definitely putting on a show. They're doing their best, switching cheesy games up with really long macro games, where we see motherships and not ultralisks, motherlisks. Oh, that would be a pretty cool unit.
I'm trying to imagine what that is conceptually.
A motherlisk, like like a queen, a broodlord, and a ultralisk in one. That'd be a pretty scary unit.
Yeah,
anyway.
Dude, like a queen that can cloak your units, man. Just keeping it proximity, but. That's pretty insane stuff, but we have here Calm Before the Storm here as game number 6. And looks like EGiNcontroL did manage to pick this game. He is up against QxGDestiny, the blue Zerg in the top right. And who do we have in the top left?
That is, of course, going to be Evil Genius's EGiNcontroL, while our two players are discussing that it is impossible to forge expand on... not Daybreak. Oh my god, that map, man. Slipping my mind. What's it called again? The map we just played on?
The GSL Belshire Beach, the winter version.
The winter version, of course, yeah. And we saw that EGiNcontroL said in chat that it was pretty much impossible to expand on this, to forge expand on that map. But in fact, it's not. If you regularly watch the GSL, you'll see that any Protoss goes for a forge expand on that map. So I'm not sure. Maybe EGiNcontroL hasn't been watching too much of GSL lately, but in all the GSL games that I've seen, Protoss really forge expand on that map by walling off the top of the ramp, just like they do in Antigua. It's actually really similar to Antigua. Yeah. What do you think of that?
You know, it's just interesting because I think right now EGiNcontroL needs to reevaluate in terms of how he actually approaches the couple of games where he's opened up. It's just been about how much early game damage he's been doing in Destiny, and I think Protoss in general has been doing that, a lot of aggression. You've seen Protoss is really favored like that hero style of 4 gates really early on and pressuring with Zealots, and EGiNcontroL kind of takes that and says, I'm gonna throw in a Void Ray, put some Stargate pressure on and keep them alive. And you know, I think right now he might mix it up a little bit. But honestly, this is the last game potentially for EGiNcontroL, so he might actually just opt to do the same exact build as last time. So, think about it. Literally, if you're put in a best of 3 situation, you gotta stick to the guns. You know, I wouldn't advise EGiNcontroL to cheese at this point, and he definitely isn't showing signs of it. Waiting for his next to go up.
What do you think of the decision for Evil Geniuses EGiNcontroL to go for the wall off on the low ground instead of, you know, get the forge on the high ground and expand to the expansion in the back? You know, that's the normal route that we see Protoss players taking. And EGiNcontroL, man, he's switching it up, playing his own unique style here on this huge map, GSL Calm Before the Storm. And,
yeah.
Cannon shenanigans.
We do see the proxy piling going down here for EGiNcontroL. Oh, he's putting oh, wow. He's walling off himself in so he can get a guaranteed cannon, and Destiny's not paying attention. Destiny not being really really diligent with being able to scout all areas, and we do see that EGiNcontrol's putting down 1 cannon. Oh, and he's gonna wall off with the gateway, so a nice little squeeze play there, and EGiNcontroL will also get off the scout very nonchalantly. And Destiny, this can actually hurt a lot, man. That cannon can stay around for a long time with this much protection.
Yeah, this is pretty much going to be what we've seen on GSLs and MLGs, excuse me, and Tika Shipyard earlier. We're going to see that cannon finish and do a lot of damage to that hatchery. And once again, we're going to see Destiny invest in 2 spine crawlers. Yep, there they go. 2 spine crawlers are going down. An extra queen is being created. So Destiny is pretty much going to handle that the same way he did before. But this time around, EGiNcontroL managed to keep his probe alive.
Sorry, man. I mean, that's pretty funny. Like, Destiny realizes that he's in a lot of trouble, actually, because he let this go way beyond. And Destiny's even going the fact that, man, I've played Combat X so much, you think I'd be able to scout and be really diligent and make sure I don't let this happen, but... Man, I
That's
mean,
one of the
Destiny's
funniest things I've seen.
yeah. I mean, and Destiny's being really fun about it. He even put a little smiley face, realizing his own mistake. Definitely a facepalm moment, but with 3 cannons, this hatchery should be dead. Oh, actually, EGiNcontroL's gonna go ahead and target fire one of those spines, but that is a good win for EGiNcontroL right now.
Kill the hatch! Kill the hatch! What are you? Oh my god.
Oh, that was really close there, Lillian.
That almost gave me a heart attack, that pylon going down, unpowering everything there. Good call by Destiny to go for that pylon there, but it just barely didn't have enough time to focus it down, and Destiny is now going to be without a base. And I think we're going to see him bailing bust again, since he still is mining gas. Look at it, he's already got 200 gas saved up. I definitely think there's another bailing bust incoming here. Pretty much the only thing you can do when you get this far behind.
The series is pretty crazy, man. It's pretty tightly contested both ways. We do see Destiny actually trying to re-expand, and did EGiNcontroL actually see that with his idle building? Yeah, he saw the attempt to re-expand here. And you know, during this whole time you can see that EGiNcontroL delayed his build so significantly. 7 minutes into the game, and Warp Gate just started because EGiNcontroL invested so much into that can rush. But let's do a little bit of a probe count, or worker count rather. 34 probes to 34 drones. EGiNcontroL does have that extra base though, so he can produce way more. He's got actually 4 gases in production as well, so he's going to be teching very heavily to follow this up.
He's switching it up, Frodan. He's not going to go for his standard 1 Stargate into 4 gate Zealot pressure that is pretty much become the norm in Zerg versus Protoss nowadays, usually with a War Prism, sometimes without a War Prism, sometimes an extra gate, sometimes a super early +2. There's definitely a lot of variations that players can do. And Destiny, he loves his gas, man. He mines gas with 3 workers all the time, and he takes an expansion and another expansion and then gets a lair. So Destiny wanting to expand and tech at the same time, and like we said earlier, that's pretty greedy. He's playing so greedy right now, going up to 3 hatches while losing his natural that early on. And also, you know, I don't know, man.
Well, you know, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give my stamp of approval on it, because Destiny needs to take a risk to come back a little bit, just because regardless, you know, he lost a lot into those pushes. He made more spines than he wanted to. He lost a lot of mining time, and this is the kind of risk you can take, because EGiNcontrol's being pretty passive at this point. He's making more gateways, and the most important thing is Destiny got the scout off. He actually sees these gateways. And did he actually see the robotics facility though? No, he did not. So we do see EGiNcontrol. Looks like he might default to a very standard play. He is getting his Twilight Council and Robotics Facility. No doubt going to be finishing up Blink and +2 in a very same time. We do see a War Prism queued up, though. First time we're going to see one all series.
Yeah, and that is indeed the case. The War Prism is going to come out after the Observer and is rallied straight across the map, and with 6 gateways on the way. 7 gateways now. He's going to go up to 8 gateways in total. And with the Twilight Council, maybe he's just getting the Twilight Council for an additional weapons upgrade. Or maybe he's... Wow, double Twilight Council... What?
I don't know about that. He actually canceled it.
Good.
Okay, so EGiNcontroL with a little bit of a mistake there, as he is getting +2 weapons. No upgrade out of the Twilight Council just yet. You could be right. Now, I think he's actually going to kill that 1 gate, because he does have to... he does have to kill that Overlord. Sorry, I was looking at the gateway. I said he has to kill the gateway. EGiNcontroL will have to get rid of the Overlord or something eventually, because he doesn't want to get that much information out. He does have some proxy pylons scattered across the map as well, just to keep tabs on Zerg. Now, he is sending out a Warp Prism to get some good information. It's got 4 sentries loaded up, so that's actually a lot of gas. But just like you were saying before, Warp Prism sentries, you can do a lot of cutesy plays here around the minerals and really trap units and get some good kills, and even warp in some really devastating zealots. So we'll have to see how much damage this Warp Prism actually does.
It's going to be close, though. That War Prism has got a really, really tight window right now to operate in. The Spire has finished up for Quantic Gaming's Destiny, and 6 Mutalisks are on the way. And as soon as those Mutalisks pop out, it's going to be really tough. But other than those Mutalisks, there are 0 units on the field. You talked about taking a risk, Frodan, and that is definitely what our Zerg player is doing right now. EGiNcontroL morphing in his War Prism right now, and he's warping in a lot of Stalkers. And if he can get enough Stalkers, I think EGiNcontroL could be good here, but he needs a few more. With 13 Mutalisks on the way, he will be able to overpower this. A single Muta gets picked off here, and this is going to be such an awkward engagement. The Stalkers are doing massive damage to the Mutalisks, and I think Destiny knows that he is in a world of hurt. He took a risk, like we said before. He had no Zerglings out on the map, and And this is probably going to be game, in fact.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, look, we do see that Destiny is actually targeting on the Warp Prism, actually a very key unit there in the rush. Now, EGiNcontrol's units are completely trapped, so he's going to have to make the best out of this. He did invest a lot of resources into this. He still actually has an enormous amount of minerals here, stockpile, so he is going to be able to keep warping in right now. We do see the Mutas and the Zerglings are going for the full surround. EGiNcontrol needs to force field that ramp one more time before he goes up. No Guardian Shield either. There it is, and that reduces a lot of the Mutalisk damage. EGiNcontrol finally finishes Blink just in time, and Destiny's losing a lot of Mutalisks. All of a sudden, we do see that Destiny, his expansion is in trouble. He also has Stalkers ready to blink in and do some good damage.
Is he gonna get it?
Now it's gonna be so close, and the Stalkers do get it, and there it is. EGiNcontrol finally managed to stifle a lot of production here, and that was a very good rush here. But was it worth it? I think so. Destiny's supply is very low, and EGiNcontrol's is only going high right now.
Taking a look at the unit stat makes me a little bit sad. If I would be the Zerg player, if I would be Destiny, I'd definitely be feeling bad. And of course, this is all... Wow, look at those Stalkers outside the main base. I actually didn't really catch that earlier, but there's many Stalkers here. And oh no, the Zerglings are going to be running in, and these are +2 Blink Stalkers going up against the only +1 armor Lings, so they're going to be doing a pretty decent job. And these Spine Crawlers are pretty much the only thing keeping Destiny in the game. And oh, cute Blink micro here, misblinking, 1, 2 Stalkers, 3 Stalkers going down. But like I said earlier, this is probably going to be game. The Mutas are trying to make their way back home to defend, but there's just not enough Mutas out to deal with the crazy amount of heavily upgraded Stalkers that are out right now. A few Zerglings do come in here, but Destiny's once again going to take some very heavy losses here, losing his Spire and losing a lot of drones here now in the main base.
Yeah, the drone count is actually really critical right now. EGiNcontrol has such a large advantage on 3 base. Here come the drone surround here, and EGiNcontrol will lose these Stalkers, but not before a lot of damage will be dealt. We'll see how much actually happens. EGiNcontrol blinking one more time to see if he can maximize his DPS. And we do see Destiny finally finish chapter 3rd. His Spire, it came at the cost of his Spire, and throughout this game, 45 drones have been slain. So we do see Destiny struggling a lot to keep up economically, even from the get-go, from losing his hatchery. You can see that his drones are nowhere to be found. There is almost no mining except from the main. EGiNcontrol now pushing out, even expanding to the bottom left, going for his forward phase. The only thing Destiny has going for him is this creep spread, but that won't do anything if you won't have any units to defend.
No, there's just not enough drones to really recuperate from this point on. 36 drones to 73 probes. That is what the unit count, or actually the worker count's currently looking like. A few Zerglings tried to do some kind of a counterattack, or maybe a scouting mission at the 4th base. They do find out there are a lot of Blink Stalkers, and EGiNcontrol is just solidifying his lead. He's not like Destiny. Destiny in the last game, of course, decided to go for the Baneling Bust, and the Baneling Bust again, and the Baneling Bust until EGiNcontrol was dead. But EGiNcontrol's taking a bit more of a safer route. He's just macroing his way out of this situation. He is living up to the motto of Tasteless Anartosis. What do you do when you're ahead? You get more ahead. That's exactly what we see EGiNcontrol doing right now, and he's ahead really far, really far.
Yeah, EGiNcontrol cleaning up some of those creep tomers. Destiny doing anything he can of holding back the army with these Spine Crawlers. EGiNcontrol blinking back and just controlling the creep for a little bit, probably waiting to get something to siege it. He's actually going for 2 Stargates. Might try to opt to get some units that can siege up like Void Rays against these Spine Crawlers uncontested. We do see a lot of Mutalisks are still starting to pile up, though. Destiny focusing more on drone saturation. Let's take a look. 83 probes to 47. EGiNcontrol still in complete dominance right now, and he's starting to take on these Spine Crawler walls right now, and he's just actually going to retreat because I don't think that's what he wants to do. There's still a lot of spines, and you know, Destiny, if EGiNcontrol could just wait for those special key units to really take on the army, wait for his upgrades, he should be sitting pretty.
Yeah, he's definitely still sitting pretty. Destiny, in the meantime, is still below 100 supply. He's making another 4 Spine Crawlers. He really wants to be safe and maybe max out one more time, or max out once on his bases that he's got, and then go for some kind of crazy base trade and hope that somewhere along those lines that EGiNcontrol makes a key mistake and he can afford to take the game. But I don't think we're going to see that happen. Still 92 supply for Destiny. We're pointing out the supplies really often, since there's really not much else to talk about. We just see EGiNcontrol macroing like a good Pros player should be doing. He's getting all his tech, he's getting every upgrade in the book, even researching air upgrades right now and making a lot of Phoenix. So those Mutalisks are going to be pretty much forfeit as well. The Mutas have really no opportunity to do any harassment anywhere. There's cannons, there's EGiNcontrol's everywhere right now.
Yeah, and you know, he's got pylons, his presence is all over the map. Now, Destiny is waiting for EGiNcontroL to give him an opportunity because Destiny still hasn't been put down into the grave just yet. He still has bases, and there's still a potential for him to come back, but it's very, very, very slim, and he has to wait for EGiNcontroL to royally screw up, and I think EGiNcontroL is not going to do it. He's doing everything he can to ensure the victory. He's getting all kinds of tech and upgrades, expanding yet again, making sure that if this army somehow fails, he can resupply extremely quickly, putting up cannons everywhere to be extremely safe and precautious against any kind of counter attacks and base trades. And overall, EGiNcontroL is still very much in dominance of this map, and he's just going to go ahead and push up here finally as he is approaching max.
Someone in chat just said Idra would have already rage quit out of the next game by now.
Well, good thing EGiNcontroL is not playing his teammate there. Actually, there's a lot of funny dynamics. There's actually really funny stories between Idra and EGiNcontroL if you ever get the opportunity to ask Jeff as they practice together. But we do see that Destiny is actually supply blocked as these Phoenixes have been revealed. EGiNcontroL looking very nice. Now, I mean, Destiny could be just stalling for time, maybe gathering thoughts what he wants to do for game number 7. There's only one map left in the map pool, literally, and so Destiny's options are limited, and we are going to default to that as soon as EGiNcontroL is able to close out this game. But for now, I mean, at this point, I guess props to Destiny. He has a lot of heart, and he's holding on and trying to see if there's some kind of opening. And you know, Destiny's supply, if he can wait long enough, he might try to see if he can go for one giant confrontation.
Yeah, what we talked about earlier, maxing out and going for some kind of base trade with mutas. That is, I think, his best option right now. We do have to give props to Destiny, though, for staying in this and playing the macro game, trying to get back, you know, the normal way. Play solid, make drones, expand, tech up, and not go for any kind of weird all-in. So props to Destiny for playing it straight up, man. But going up against the Protoss with insane, pretty insane upgrades. 3-1-1 right now with 3-2-2 on the way. Man, these upgrades for the Protoss are definitely confusing when the shield upgrades do start to take in effect. EGiNcontroL is on, what, 6 bases right now? He is taking a 6th base in the bottom left part of the map. And EGiNcontroL, man, he is still in that aggressive posture. He's making sure no kind of a 4th base can be operational.
He's making +2 air weapons. I mean, he's waiting for... Maybe he's just waiting for Destiny to leave the game. I don't know what his logic is right now. He's just making... He's just being so safe, and he's actually let Destiny somehow macro up to 170 supply for some reason. And Destiny all of a sudden has a